From WENY News, this is First Warning Weather.
Welcome back. We're looking out the Watkins Glen sky cam. Nice sunny day out there. A very more on the average side here. Not anything really remarkable happening aside from that wind earlier today. That has thankfully calmed down across the area, but not before we did reach quite the speeds across the area. 46 the top wind gusts in Elmira, 47 in Wellsboro, 40 it was in Penn Yan, and a working wind sensor in Ithaca read a 37 mile per hour wind gust today. You saw yesterday it wasn't quite working. It was reading a bit too high, if you catch my drift. Now looking at the temperatures, we are still sitting around that 60-degree mark. A couple of us are seeing a little bit of an overperformance, especially in Corning at 65, 64 for Bath, sitting about 58 Watkins Glen, and 55 further off to the northeast in Cortland. Still seeing some warmth in Tioga County, 61 in Wellsboro this afternoon. High pressure has really taken over across the area, and that's why we're seeing very little cloud cover at all, and that sticks around going into tomorrow, so we can expect some pretty nice weather once again on Monday, with plenty of sunshine likely to follow us here as we start the next work week. But there will be changing conditions as we move throughout the week here, and this is one of the things that we're tracking here, the humidity. Now, pleasant conditions, dew points in the 50s, so that's a very nice area you want to be in if you don't like to deal with humidity. That's very much in store for much of Monday. Dew points could drop down to the 40s for a brief moment, but then the moisture comes in. It is ushered in by a cold front. It's going to up the amount of moisture in the air, and that will open up the door for some severe weather headed our way. Here's what we're looking at after this ridge of high pressure starts to slide further to the east. This front will start to move in and then opens up the door. There's that line of rain, the precipitation stretching from parts of Quebec and Ontario all the way down through the Ohio Valley, where we're looking at some rain, and some pretty dangerous conditions could be found on Tuesday. A 3 out of 5, an enhanced risk of severe weather issued for parts of the area. Slight risk for some, but areas just to the north and west of Elmira going to be in that enhanced risk. That is the most dangerous that we could see there for our Tuesday. Slight risk for the rest of the area. We're looking at the potential of some damaging winds, small hail, and an isolated tornado here and there on Tuesday. We'll continue to track that as those conditions become more apparent in the coming days. But right now, we could expect things to be on the calm side for Monday. So Monday is going to be the day to get any of the errands in, or the nice just enjoying the weather, as we'll have not too much humidity and plenty of time to get outside. But here's where the rain starts to come in, and it starts to make itself known throughout the day. But some of the worst of it could be later on after sunset. We'll continue to track these as we continue to see the forecasts evolve in the coming days. Today we saw a forecast high 62, and the actual high ended up being 62 according to the Elmira Corning regional airports. So plenty of average conditions found throughout the area today. We'll head down to 37. The freezing conditions will stick around for just a little bit longer, but expect things to be on the warm side for tomorrow. 74 the high, 83 on Tuesday with those thunderstorms. Rain showers follow us into the weekend. 73 for both Thursday and Friday, in the 60s for next weekend.